Hello friends and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up. Thank you so much for doing all those things, which I'm totally sure that you did. Today we're jumping back in r/NeckbeardStories. It actually comes from my personal subreddit, r/ReddX Reads. It's somewhat of a Red exclusive. It is getting posted over in r/NeckbeardStories once it's narrated, which I think is the biggest brain play. Currently, all 3 of the top posts on NeckbeardStories have a ReddX video linked to them, and it just makes me feel all powerful, super mighty. This is the continuation of LARPing logs from our good friend user Ethan Ralph is Fat. The first one got quite a good reception. You know, we see a lot of RPG horror stories, but not a lot of LARP horror stories. So it is something quite tasty, quite different. I'm eager to get back into it. We are live streaming this on Twitch. If you'd like to come through, I'm going to get some additional plugs and disclaimers out of the way, and then we will dive right into some of this Neckbeard Stories cringe. LARPing Logs, Episode 2! Everyone loves glue. Yeah, it smells real good and that makes your head feel funny, right? I'm all about glue. Please don't do that. That's... I don't endorse this. This does not represent the views or opinions of ReddX Industries, okay? Welcome once again to the LARPing Logs. So glad to have you back, my friend. This is a continuation of the first introductory piece of our series, of that weird time where I got really into LARPing. If you didn't catch the first piece, please feel free to scroll to the bottom where there will be a link to the first post. Also, yeah, link in the description. I think I made the playlist for that already. It's nice, it's good to go. You can catch the whole thing right here. Where we last left off, Kingbeard and Maverickbeard were preparing to perform fake medieval combat due to some misunderstanding or territorialism. Ah, yes, I think it was over a waifu, if I remember correctly. That's been the genesis of fights since the dawn of time, hasn't it? Despite the events about to unfold being kinda cringy, it was still my first time seeing 2 people who were really good at foam fighting go at it. I mean, it is a skill. Honestly, does it translate to fighting with like sword and board actual steel? I'd argue that it probably does, if you could build up the muscles swinging around a giant sword instead of some foam. It's an interesting thought, at the very least. I was interested to see what the apex of foam fighting looked like. And with that prelude out of the way, allow me to introduce our cast, which will be less descriptive for characters already introduced in the previous parts. Thank you very much for not rehashing all that stuff. You put the compilation together, people are like, I heard this 10 times. I really know the characters like the back of my hand at this point. So yes, the cast. OP, hey, that's me, the living beard magnet known as Ethan Ralph is Fat. Good friend of the channel, creator of the Guitar Beard series, most of the editorials on the channel. He's got The Tragedy of Alice. He's got the Familial Relations House. Updates on both of those coming soon. Keep an eye out. Oh, now that's good plugs. Already regretting my life choices after about an hour around this LARPing group, but still interested in the activity. Professional salesman, student, and occasional psychonaut. Kingbeard, KB for short, leader of the realm and literal windbag. This was a man who took both the fake fighting and the fake medieval theme way too seriously. Spoiled by his parents well into college and, seemingly normal, his beardy proclivities would not come to manifest until much later. I mean, everybody likes to think that they have a beard radar, but as long as you're sort of socially accepting of weirdos, you're gonna run into some beards. It's just how it goes. And I have to be socially accepting of weirdos because I'm a weirdo. Those are my people, you understand? Maverickbeard is MB for short, de facto second in command, and Also oddly athletic, less into the faking medieval and more into the beating people with foam-covered sticks. That's what I'm about. Currently fighting for his right to speak with a generic early 2010s grunge girl. Goes on a power trip so hard, it would make many dictators blush. Does he at least get to date the milady, or is this all a means to an end? Maybe he's not interested in her at all. This is just like a big brain power play on his part. I guess we'll have to see how it unfolds. Sasuke! I know some people told me it's Sasuke, but I don't care. A young Asian man who really likes the anime Naruto. So much so that he LARPs as a ninja in and out of the game that we were playing. Oh no. Come on, there's gotta be like some out of character, please. Honestly, an okay guy, if you could get over him hiding his depression under the veil of being an edgy protagonist. Yeah, I guess we all been there before. And if we haven't personally been there, we've seen somebody that's been there. There's always one in Beard Tales. Sometimes it's the beard themselves. Xena! Oh, that's the girl. That is our manic pixie dream girl and one of the realm mothers. A position in a LARPing group that I still to this day do not understand. Cheerleader, moral support. She brings a purse full of granola bars and water for the boys after they get all dehydrated. Do any of these fit? I don't know. She was a hybrid of early 2000s punk and early 2010s scene girl. She wore torn jeans and band t-shirts with a jean vest that had more patches than I could count. Her skin was a tapestry of colorful tattoos and piercings, all accentuated with multicolored rainbow hair. One side of her head was shaved. She was also very adolescent in appearance, something that might be important later. Uh-oh, I don't know if I'm liking that too much. Hey, where you going with that? Wind it back! At first I was thinking, you know, she's trying to cultivate the punky hair and all these tattoos because she's like, this is my substitute for a personality. But now I'm thinking because she looks very young that this might be like her way of trying to grow herself up. There's definitely some psychology going on there, but I can't get into it because I'm not qualified. There are other characters, of course. You may or may not hear other names in the preceding events. The cast list for my time in this community is insanely long, so I've tried to break up events so that it focuses on the main players in the events of an episode. Background characters will become characters later, so if you see a name not on this list, feel free to remember it, or whatever, don't, because I will remind you when the time comes. Oh, I probably might remember, depending how long of a span between episodes. Honestly, I can't even remember what voices I did for King Beard and Maverick Beard, but we'll see how it goes. It's gonna be fine. So me and Sasuke had entered a large circle with 6 other attendees. We formed a loose ring for the single combat about to be undertaken. Sasuke handed me one of his 2 foam katanas. Oh, that means you guys are closer than brothers at this point. Sasuke said, if one of them gets too close to the edge, you hit him back with the sword, and they die. OP, do I have to? How many people do we have here, standing around in a circle with foam katanas waiting to kill King Beard? I asked, not wanting to stir an already boiling pot by being party to the petty high school drama that I had just found myself mesmerized in. Yes, probably time to make your escape. The signs are not looking too good. I've only been here for an hour and I'm ready to go. I've had enough. I might find a LARPing club that isn't so weirdly into this. Sasuke says, those are the rules. They would lose their honor if they were to flee too far from single combat. At least, that's what King Beard says. King Beard then broke into a spiel, a kingly monologue, if you will, the quality of which was so dubious that it may have caused him to be visited by the angry spirit of Shakespeare on Christmas. King Beard, this rough-hewed lecher would harass our beloved realm mothers, and therefore must be brought low by my blade. Oh, shut your mouth. Get it over with.
In the name of decency and purity within my realm, I shall face Neckbeard in single combat. To the victor will go the right to approach the realm mothers.
Oh, God, dude. Can't you just, like, talk to them? I'm pretty sure they're just people. He's being super overprotective. You're making this way weirder than it needs to be.
The greater of 5 shall be crowned the victor. I, as leader of Shadowmoor, declare it so.
Neckbeard,
just shut up and fight me already.
Those are my exact words, and now I feel bad for saying them. Oh boy, take a deep breath. Here we go into the cringe pile. Again, I ventured a peek over at Xena, who I had previously noted as smiling at the prospect of these two nerdy scions fighting over her, and she was still smiling. The redhead next to her still seemingly less amused by this smegma-smeared display of masculinity. I'm telling you, I know I got these two personalities down to a T. They haven't spoke a word yet, but just by how they're described, I know what's happening. I could be completely wrong, and I'll admit so if I am, but I've got my opinions, you know. Kingbeard and Neckbeard finished their preparations. Kingbeard was holding a heater shield, that's the one that's shaped like an upside-down house, in one hand, and a short sword, while Neckbeard had opted for 2 longer swords and a buckler. Then, in a flurry of blows, the first match had been decided by a single stab, as Kingbeard jumped over 2 low swings from Neckbeard and stabbed into his chest with a foam short sword. Oh my god, the stakes have never been higher! Did you see that? They jumped. It's a real smart thing to do when you're in a fight, right? Give up all sense of stability. Big brain time, but I guess it worked out for him. Now, I have to make something very clear here. All of this either sounds very lame or kind of cool to you, I imagine. Yeah, it does. A little bit of both, honestly. I could see myself getting into it, but I could also see it like from an outsider perspective, like, yeah, objectively it is pretty lame, but I've embraced the cringe my whole life.
You were merely adopted by the cringe. I was born into it, molded by it. When I first saw normality, it was nothing but blinding.
There you go, and I will admit, from a distance, this probably looks like the lamest thing that you have ever seen. From up close, though, I could not help but admire the actual skill that these two had with their foam weapons. Yeah, they've been doing it a long time. You can't do it for 10 years and not be good at it. This is like 90% of Kingbeard's personality at this point. He has to be good at it. I legitimately wish there was a word for a sense of awe and also secondhand embarrassment. Maybe the Germans have a word for it. They seem to have a word for everything, after all. I was broken from my unnamed emotions as Neckbeard roared in anger and pulled off his shirt and went over to his gear. Oh, now it's getting real serious. He picked up a flail, basically a stick with a foam ball attached by 2 inches of rope. He then put down his other long sword and picked up a dagger, a stick with a foam tip for stabbing. Sasuke,
oh, that's really dirty. He must have been pissed off if he's going straight to a flail.
OP, I'm sorry, what? Sasuke,
flails are good against people who fight with swords and shields. The head allows for it to hit around the shield and disable the arm. Kingbeard specializes in sword and board, so it's putting him at a disadvantage.
Wow, this is like some deep stuff we're learning right now. I do know when we were playing Battle Brothers on stream, flails were good at like getting around shields and stuff like that. I guess it all makes sense. I never thought it would apply to real life or to a foam ball attached to a stick, but you know, you live long enough, you see it all. OP, okay. But why did you tell me that, Sasuke?
You know how in anime, sometimes there's like a background character that'll explain what's happening in the show?
OP, yeah, Sasuke.
Sometimes I like to fill that role. Helps me cope with the secondhand embarrassment of these wastes of time. We should all be fighting and getting stronger, not just watching.
Have you ever like interacted with people? Have you watched anything aside from anime? I'm getting secondhand embarrassment on top of my secondhand embarrassment. Oh, please stop. I contemplated this. I mean, he did have several good points. My stupid stony brain, though, decided that the big takeaway was to take out a cigarette. One that I had made myself with bits of concentrated devil's lettuce in it. Oh, a special cigarette. If I have to pretend that this is an anime, I mean, I might as well elevate my consciousness to enhance my ability to act like an anime side character. And I'm not gonna lie, it did make the spectacle even better. I mean, it makes everything better. It makes Taco Bell taste good, okay? What else do I need to say about it? It is an enhancer. God, I miss it. As I enjoyed my stealth cigarette, the second match began. And Sasuke was right. Maverick Beard easily disabled King Beard's shield arm by striking the side of it with his flail. King Beard dropped his shield as he stepped in with a wide swing of his sword. Maverick Beard punched at the sword with his offhand dagger, and then he swung with the flail, striking King Beard again in the leg. Having lost 2 limbs, King Beard was dead. It's just a flesh wound.
Just a flesh wound.
OP, why did Maverick Beard punch the sword, Sasuke?
That's called a punch block. Getting hit in the hand doesn't count if you're holding a weapon in it. Hurts like hell, but it's pretty effective.
OP, yeah, pretty realistic. Yeah, I punch swords out of the way all the time. Sasuke,
Not really. You'd lose the hand in real combat.
oh God. He's hopeless. Okay. I wanted to explain that I was being sarcastic, but my tone of voice often makes it hard for people to tell when I'm being sarcastic, so I just let it slide. The third match proceeded much the same. Maverick Beard was now only 1 win away from victory. Oh my God. King Beard is going to lose his dominion over the Realm Mothers. Honestly, it doesn't matter who wins. Both of them lose, I'm pretty sure. In a huff, King Beard wandered over to his gear and replaced his short sword with a very long, one-handed sword. Before I could ask why he was changing weapons, Sasuke explained.
That's what we call fishing rod. It's the longest legal one-handed sword. Any longer and it would be considered a great sword, and it would have to weigh a lot more. It allows him to do what's called a wrap shot, and it gives him a significant reach advantage.
I'm glad we have our narrator here. Honestly, I have no idea what's happening. He might be a little bit of cringe, but he's really a great tool for storytelling, isn't he? So thank you, Sasuke. That's the one time I'm gonna say your name correctly in this episode. The fourth match was quickly decided as King Beard charged Maverick Beard, sacrificing his shield arm to score a blow on Maverick Beard's chest. The fifth match was decided in much a similar fashion, and King Beard had won the single combat. He beamed and proudly made a declaration. Yeah, here we go again. Woo! King Beard,
with my victory, it hath been decided that your actions are indeed devilish and underhanded. No longer will you harass our fair realm mothers with your unwanted approaches. You shall conduct yourself with more honor in the future, or you will be banished from the realm. I hereby...
He was cut off as Xena stood from the bench and walked over to Maverick Beard and hugged his unclothed torso. Oh! The plot thickens. So you think Kingbeard's trying to defend the miladies, but really the miladies, they like Maverick Beard. Just because he's not as good at sword fight, counter picking weapons, whatever you're doing over here, just let people exist, man. Why is that so hard? Xena, I honestly didn't have a problem with him approaching me. It was really weird of you to assume that I needed to be defended. I was gonna ask Maverick Beard out anyways, but thanks for trying to be chivalrous, so do you wanna go out sometime? Maverick Beard,
Yeah!
Oh my god, Kingbeard, he's gonna be so salty. Oh no! You have offended the king! Good thing that title doesn't mean a goddamn thing. Maverick Beard said this enthusiastically as Kingbeard seemed to physically deflate. His normal plastic smile melted into a frown under the burning flames of rejection. This is what you deserve. I don't know what you expected, but this is what you deserve. Kingbeard.
My deepest apologies, milady. I didn't mean to imply that you were incapable of making your own decisions.
Oh, come on. That's not medieval roleplay, is it? If you're gonna be Kingbeard, you have to go the whole way.
I only meant to prevent unwanted physical engagements with the fairer sex from predatory members of my court.
I'm pretty sure that you are the most predatory member of your own court. But okay, dude. I'm glad Xena's willing to lay down the law and tell him how it is. I guess I was wrong. The smile on her face was because she wanted to see Maverick Beard decimate Kingbeard, possibly win the throne. It wasn't simply because two dudes were fighting over her, so my bad. Maybe I'm a jerk for presuming something like that. Xena said, that's sweet, but I'm a grown-up. Xena and Maverick Beard walked towards the bench and began awkwardly flirting. Kingbeard took off his tabard and walked to his gear bag. He began putting his stuff away and removed a fedora from his bag.
Oh no!
Before zipping it up. He put the fedora on his head and walked away. No more speeches, no more LARPing, just a walk of pure rejection. And you know he's really sad because he didn't even tip his fedora. That's like the most offensive thing that you could do as a beard, right? No tip for the miladies? My goodness, he really is in a mood. I love that he had a fedora. It's perfect. Now I was lost as to what was going on, so I looked around for some direction. I was new. I didn't know what the procedure for the LARPing group was. What do you do when the king gets rejected and does the virgin walk off of the quad? Virgin versus Chad. I love that meme. What do you do again when the second in command is too busy experiencing the dopamine rush of an awkwardly budding romance? Well, someone thankfully stepped forward and told us that we were all playing a few rounds of Vampire. I mean, sounds cringe, but yeah, if it's anything like Zombie, I'm into it. That was a lot of fun. Vampire's sort of like a battle royale game played in LARPing circles. It's everyone versus everyone. If you die, you stay dead until whoever killed you dies. Basically, the only way to win the game is to kill everyone yourself at some point. I didn't do too well, and I learned that spears very often hit you in the balls. It's just what people who use spears do. I guess that's why they got those cod pieces, right? Is that applicable? Maybe you're supposed to brace the spear against your cod piece? This is all conjecture. Don't take any of this to heart, okay? But yeah, that's something I learned about spears. I thought spears was the best weapon, at least the easiest to use, if you can ignore the fact that you will be hit in the balls a lot. Eventually, though, everyone was tired. We were gonna call it, but Maverick Beard decided it was time to make his own decree. Oh my goodness, Maverick Beard.
It's very possible that Kingbeard will not be returning because his feelings got hurt.
Yeah, that's a kingly way to conduct yourself. Everyone out of my court! I'm sad today. I would be taking on no requests.
I know a lot of the newbies here don't have gear, so we're gonna be doing a build night at my place tomorrow. Let's say $20, and I'll let you use my materials. See you all tomorrow.
$20, bro. How much does a foam ball and some sticks cost? I don't think so. I'm gonna go down to Michael's. I'm gonna buy this stuff myself. Probably not Michael's. It's overpriced there. Go to the surplus shops down in little Tijuana, you know? They got the good stuff. That's where you get like cheap materials for cosplay and stuff. That's legit. You can take that to the bank. And if you go there, you won't need to go to the bank because it's so affordable. So following this, Maverick Beard passed around his phone number and his address. Sasuke asked if I would be going and seemed excited when I said yes. Aw, you got a little friend there? I love it. The following night, we did all meet up at Maverick Beard's place where we set up shop inside of his small one-bedroom apartment. I was approached by Maverick Beard. Maverick Beard,
Hey, thanks for coming. Do you want to play gay chicken?
oh god.
What?
No? Just say no. You don't have to ask. But he asked, what the hell is gay chicken? Maverick Beard,
You get as close to being gay with another guy as you can, without backing down.
okay, so it's exactly what it sounded like. Still, no. What? No. Why? OP, I feel like that doesn't answer the question. Maverick Beard,
Like, you and me reach for each other's junk and see who gets closest.
OP, no. No! I don't want to play gay chicken. Is this really how it's gonna be? This is what y'all do in your pastime? This is how you choose to live your freaking life? Oh my god. This is just being gay with extra steps. I hate everything about it. Thank you so much. Maverick Beard,
Your loss.
I'm sure it is.
We're working on building stuff in the bedroom. Why don't you tell me what you want to build?
It took me a while to get my brain to change gears from the wanna play gay chicken icebreaker that was dropped in my lap. Who the hell starts a conversation like that?
Who the f starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
OP, well, I guess I just want to make a basic mace. Seems like one of the easiest weapons to use. I would not assume that. I mean, you can club yourself with the mace, right? Do you lose your arm if you hit yourself with it? If yes, then super difficult. If no, then probably is pretty easy. Maverick Beard says,
Yeah, we could do that. It's easy.
now before I describe to you how a weapon is built, I just want to throw this out there. Despite having Xena there, Maverick Beard did play gay chicken multiple times with two other guys there who I will not name just yet. Xena seemed to be encouraging it, and I honestly don't know if it's like some bedroom thing that they shared or something else entirely. I will say that it did make me exceedingly uncomfortable. I legitimately ask, is this normal? Like, does anyone else out there play gay chicken? And on top of that, does it make it better or worse that he just met the dude that he propositioned to play this very strange game? I am seriously asking both of those questions. Me and OP both asking both of those questions. Anyway, I digress. Let's move on to something much dumber: how a foam fighter forges weapons. Yeah, it's dumber, but it's probably a lot safer to talk about. I'm much more comfortable with the foam weapons now. Thank you for showing me how bad it can get. Now I'm comfortably safe in the LARPing room. In the fetal position. I'm safe in here. The gay chicken can't get me in here. So basically, it goes like this. You take some hard foam, similar in consistency to a pool noodle, but in 1/2-inch thick sheet form. You cut it to the dimensions you need, and then you cover that in a fast-drying glue. You take those pieces of foam and place it around a piece of PVC to shape your weapon. You can make pretty much anything, as long as the laws of physics will allow for it to exist. All right, I'm gonna make a mech. I'm gonna make a Gundam. So throughout the night, we were all just goofing around, talking about nerdy crap, applying this fast-drying tacky glue to sheets of foam. Now, here's a general rule about fast-drying things. They tend to produce fumes. That's what lets them be fast-drying. They are made with chemicals that evaporate very quickly. The room began to stink to high heaven with not just the smell of bachelor life, but also the smell of chemicals. Man, I remember putting up the acoustic foam in my studio with this spray glue, and I had a mask on. I had the windows open, but apparently that wasn't enough because it started to sound like I was underwater or everybody was talking like Satan, and my feet were sticking to the floor, and I thought I was tripping so hard, but really I just forgot to put like a piece down on the floor to catch all the extra glue, so I had to come back in and mop the floor while I was super high. I probably lost like 1 billion brain cells, which probably explains some stuff. But hey, the acoustic foam is up. I'll probably only have to do that one more time in my life. That's quite a tangent. All right. Anyways, after about an hour, I was beginning to feel quite intoxicated. I found this very confusing as I had yet to shake hands with Mary Jane and I hadn't taken anything else that night. And then I noticed that everyone was looking a little puffy in the eyes. Sasuke was visibly swaying. He ran to the bathroom and began vomiting. I stood and found myself quite lightheaded. I walked cautiously to the open bathroom to check on him. I caught up to him as he made one more violent retch and ran out of the apartment. I followed him out there. He was sitting outside, spitting and breathing deeply. I sat against a wall as I let fresh air brush over me and fill my lungs. And then, like any nicotine addict, I negated the whole point by lighting a cigarette. It took me a few minutes to realize the severity of this situation. OP, oh my god, they are hotboxing glue. You think they're doing this on purpose? Is this what's making everybody so weird? The majority of their brain cells are just dead. Those are cells that don't regrow. You get this many and they just decay after a certain age. Please don't sniff glue, okay? OP shouted this while putting his shirt over his face like a mask and running back into the apartment. I wandered into the room to find an odd sight. Everyone was on the floor in a pile and laughing, speaking in barely intelligible sentences. OP, guys, we have to open a window. You are all huffing an insane amount of glue right now. Honestly, my favorite OPs are the ones that deeply, genuinely care for others. They want to save other people from themselves. And there are a lot of OPs like that. It's a very human thing, very thoughtful. I encourage it highly. This exclamation of concern was only met with hysterical laughter, however. The mass of no less than 5 people groped and grabbed at each other as they went red in the face with laughter. Bro, they're gonna die, dude. Not knowing how to talk someone down from the effects of like accidental glue huffing, I ran over to the bedroom window and threw it open, left the room and opened any other window that I could find. I turned on a ceiling fan in the small living room to try and get the air circulating. Then I raced outside to ask for Sasuke's assistance. OP, hey, you gotta help me, dude. They don't seem to be listening to me. They're too messed up at this point. But good on you for trying to save them. You're gonna have the fireman carry every last one of them out. How bad do you want to save these people? Sasuke asks, what are they doing? OP, they appear to have formed a cuddle committee and are just laughing at anything that moves. I think we should help them get outside. Sasuke, or we could just let them die. Maverick Beard almost killed us with glue fumes. Yeah, on accident, I think. I think he just wasn't aware. Maybe Kingbeard has a larger house since his parents are footing the bill through college, so this is normally the thing that people do. Come over to the house, do the build. But he's just got like a better setup for stuff like this, right? God, I hope it was an accident. OP, are you gonna help or not? Sasuke, what a bother. Bro, you literally think this is an anime right now. What are we gonna do with 10 dead bodies, okay? This is not an anime. They're human beings. He stood shakily as we ventured into the apartment and began pulling people to their feet and showing them outside the apartment. They proceeded to lay in the grass and spoke in infantile, nonsensical sentences that were apparently very funny to an oxygen-deprived brain. I know exactly what that is. I'm telling you. The audio I didn't do it on purpose, but it really messed me up, dude. I went inside and found as many bowls and glasses as I could, and I filled them with tap water. I walked in and out of the fume-riddled apartment, trying to get the giggle goofs to drink some fluids. Remember, kids, when your body is filtering out poisons, it often needs some excess water to support the kidneys. Oh, let me get a notebook. I'm so bad at first aid for anything. Eventually, they were blessed with the gift of proper speech. Eventually, Maverick Beard spoke. Maverick Beard,
sorry guys, I guess I forgot to open a window. Usually we do this in Kingbeard's garage, and I didn't know the fumes could get that bad.
Think you're not fit to lead. You're an idiot. Sasuke, you could have killed us, you moron. Maverick Beard,
Yeah, but it would be kind of funny.
what? Sasuke, no, it would not have been funny. OP, will you please give me a ride home? OP, sure. Thanks for the fun night, Maverick Beard.
See you guys. I'll bring your gear to practice next week.
Sasuke, what the ever? God, he really is mad about it. Honestly, I'm glad that OP has found a bro to bro out with. He might be a little bit beardy, but he hasn't done anything that terrible thus far. So yeah, maybe I will start calling him Sasuke in the next episode. I took Sasuke home. He spent a lot of the ride complaining about the politics of the group. That's just what happens with humans, honestly. Any group that you're in, politics happens. He explained to me the very deep lore of a bunch of interconnected LARPing groups that have these events together, and how territory could fall under another realm due to politics or bad performance, and that the group as a whole had been really lax with a lot of things ever since Xena arrived. I just let him get it all out while affirming his feelings and trying to learn as much as I could about this group dynamic. I mean, it all seems like weird garbage trash poop, but yeah, the better to navigate the politics with, I figure. Then when we got to his place, he convinced me to come watch some Naruto with him. Oh, that's nice. You guys are broing out. This is super cute. Honestly, not a bad anime. 6 out of 10. Never seen it. I don't know. My daughter likes it. I would begin hanging out with him and his roommate Neverbeard more and more often. I wasn't a huge fan of his Naruto fixation, but he was fun to talk to, and honestly, one of the more grounded individuals in that group, which really says a lot about this freaking group. Yeah, I guess he gets a pass, you know? He's weird, but he's not unbearably weird. Okay, you talked me over. I remember asking him after a couple dozen episodes a question that ticked him off quite a bit. OP. So the pink-haired girl and the yellow fox boy are both in love with the emo kid? Sasuke. No, the girl loves him. Naruto just thinks of him as a rival or a best friend. OP. I don't know. Seems like Naruto's in love with him. That's just the vibe I get. Sasuke. No, you just need to watch more of it. You're reading too much into the non-existent subtext. Now I gotta go watch this anime and figure out if that's true or not. Nah, I don't. The comments will let me know, I hope. And with that, the sun sets on episode 2 of the LARPing Logs. Thanks for joining me on this journey. Much like an anime, this series is a bit of a slow burn. There's a lot of people to introduce and a lot of cringe to uncover, so please be patient as we all gently descend into the world of LARPing and discover the grimy underbellies of some of the weirdos that have attached themselves to this hobby. Please keep in mind, most LARPers are basically harmless. I met a lot of decent people while LARPing. This can be said for any community, however. Most people are fine, but some individuals rise to the occasion and become exceptional sources of cringe. Now, time for the teaser. Does King Beard ever return? What's the deal with Xena? How many episodes of Naruto will Sasuke convince me to watch? Did anyone get serious brain damage from glue fumes? Find out next time on Dragon Beard Z! Thanks for reading. A learning experience is one of those things that say, you know that thing that you just did? Don't do that. Douglas Adams, the Salmon of Doubt. Honestly, it's a bit of a relief that King Beard is gone. I'm sure he will return at some point, but yeah, Maverick Beard, I don't know. He seems really incompetent. He is not prepared to leave. As far as the relationship between OP and Sasuke, I do approve of it. You know, I said he wasn't that bad, wasn't that beardy, but I was reminded by the Twitch chat that he almost let like a room full of people just die. So yeah, I guess that loses him some points in my book, but I don't know, man. Maybe it's just like part of his ninja edgy boy aesthetic or something like that. I'm sure if he saw an actual dead body, he'd totally freak out, but definitely an interesting story. The plot is thickening. I still want to know what the deal with Xena is. I don't trust her 100%. Maybe she's a spy from one of the other LARPing organizations, and she's trying to dismantle this one from the inside so they could take over the territory, or I don't know how any of this works. But it's a theory, a cringe theory. Thanks for farting. Oh God, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe share it around if you're brave. Actually, this one's pretty harmless, all things considered. We got links in the description, plugs, playlist, podcast, Spotify, iTunes, all that good stuff. Teespring if you're trying to rock that merch. We did live stream this whole thing on Twitch, but I got other social medias like Twitter and Discord and Facebook. You should come on through. Thanks so much. I would also like to thank my gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, generous channel members and Patreon patrons, as I do every episode, so thank you too! Starting with our channel members, Train Boy, That One Gay Cop, Valley Eyed Crane, Shiza, A Tiny Void, Angel Dark, Bedazzled Misery, Skylar Rain, The Fez Wearer, Rosie Rainbow, Slow Spooner Jerry, Sean Cantwell, Heaven, Set 777, Robert Thibodeau, Jackie McQuitty, Grimstrive, AJ Collins, Tooth Plushy, Corey Arts, Kelly Clark, Florentin Glaver, Dungeon Bat, Billy D, Robert Waits, Brandon Ashcraft, Phantom Danica, Organic Steve, Skylar May, Morningstar, The Gypsy Barber, Fire Drake, Samantha, Desk Flagship, Buy Two, Get One Hand. Heading over to Patreon, we've got Harley Owen, Robert Waits, Camille Sarah, Chance the Blue Kraken, Dixie, Ellipses, Captain Clown, Jerry Hong Kong, Deku, Esteban, Organic Steve, Beat Double, the Boss, Without Devil, Jerry, Big for Forgiveness, PCB, Santa Jerry, Silent Revolver, A Very Tired Jerry, I Feel It, Justy Dargonian Jerry, Aaron Jerry, and Frankenberry, Ain't That a Hot Bitch Show, Assassin Pug Jerry, Bang Bang, Baby Jerry, Benji and the Jets, Billy D, Bitch Gremlin, Blade the Hero, Bronze Kraken, Commander J Tank, Conrad Mooney, Destiny Piper, Dr. Lars, Aaron, Erratic Mechanic, Eastmars, Fluxer, I don't have friends, I got tendies. Rose Number Studios, Fire Drake, Gizmo Jack, Hadrian BR, Irish Pirate, Lost the Blue Marmalade of Mutiny. It's time to get it back. Ayonalo, J.M. Kuhn, Jerry Smith, Jerry Kitsune, the original Jerry, Jerry Blacktail, Jerry Outlaw, the Trucker, Hong Kong, Jerry, I'm begging you, please don't take my beard. Jerry Jukebox Jerry, Cage Alex 9, Kira, Crewhee, Cuddly Kraken, Lady Italian Grey on Deal, Lady in Awakening, Lauren Crow, Legitimate Girl, Lord Jerry, Leader of the Thunder Jerrys, Luke Max, Flows, Race Car Driver, he was a good friend of mine. Like and subscribe, Milady Nix, Melgar the Destroyer, Metal Factor, not another Jerry, but he is though. Paragon Soul, Phantom of the Pine, Jerrykins and Jerry Beth, Queens, Quaaludes and Quagmires, Redwin, Rose Jerry Miller, Sarita the Lolita, Scarlet's Kevin, Sergeant Guy Copper, the Law, Silo Whip, Stephanie Gunner, Synaptic Booster, Grilling Tomato, the Gypsy Barber, the Little Sue, the Winter Fusky. This is even my final beard. Tick Jerry, trying to find another mom to get back in the real world. Vanguard Angel BC3, Viking Jerry, Wiki Tech, Zeppelin Gargoyle, or Clay, Arnold Voice, even dweebs, we can see the train it. Maybe. Noble Jerry, alright, Red, for you I bring Doritos, but I can't get expertise of their drag beards. I know what to do. Admiral T-Tech, Emerald, another stupid hipster, Atomic Jerry, Zillabad, Penny Lake, Bartender Keely, Big Dead Wolf, Progress Fine Horseradish, the original different Jerry, Cake Jerry, California Jerry Girl, Carcass, Chicago Panda, Koi Does Commissions. Wow. Oh, now. Yeah, I got that right. That's why I'm leaving it. Cryptides, the Fawn Jerry, the Deftitude, the Dilf Jerry, Dwarfy Dude, Five Nights at Jerry's, Get to the Doodles, also commissions open, Jerry Boo's daughter, Ghost of Alpha, Greymon 365, Half Slavic Jerry in a tracksuit, Heath Knot, Hydra Jerry Solman, Jace Christensen, Janitor Jerry's back from the abyss to clean up after the teenage beards. Good luck. Jeffrey, Gerald of Arabia, Jerry but with 2 S's and E, Jerry Springer, the results are in. You are not the neckbeard. Jerry the Sussy Baka, Jerry his mom has got it going on. Jerry Old Rivera, Jerry Rockstars, Jerry Roleplaying Game, Kid Marvelous, Lucia Lovecraft, Machia CD, maybe next time is Duchess, Mr. Gasmask, Nog Viper, Not Invisible, Angel Raptor, Seldon Dark, Snom Jerry, the Snary if you didn't know, Spoonie the Row, Spoopy Scary, Jerry Ton. Hey, we're in October for reals now. Susan Beard, if anyone has one more fun, I'm taking all attendees. Yeah, you can say heck once as a treat. Thank you so much. Techno Dubs, the Kobe Jerry 2 Knives, Third Stuff, this is purely a mercantile transaction. I mean, it is though. To Infinite Jerry and beyond, Tokyo Bird, Unkale, Bond, Venom Jerry, Throw 2 Liter Mountain Dew, Grow by Neckbeard, grow. It's Jerry time, hold ReddX Morpher. Hygiene, it's Jerry time, hold ReddX Morpher. Humility, and thank you to my $1 patrons as well.
Bless up to all the Jerrys and not Jerrys alike. Oh, yeah. You guys making my dreams come true, you know?
If you can afford to support monetarily alongside these wonderful people, I would appreciate that so very much. If you can't afford it, don't sweat it too hard, friends. I just appreciate you coming on through, hanging out with me, and I hope that you'll come on back and hang out with me again tomorrow. In order to do so, you need to keep yourself safe out there. Wash your hands, but also take some time out, do something that you personally enjoy today. Maybe like watching some more ReddX videos. How about it? Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely deserve it. I shall see you in the next one, and until then, friends, bye-bye.